Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to a new episode from Easy Arabic with Hamid. In this episode we will continue the alphabet, and in this particular episode we will talk about the Arabic letters or the alphabet letters from daal to dad. From daal to dad. So let's start. So the daal is simply like a small angle, right angle, but it's not completely 90 degrees. It's a little bit, we can say something like about 80 degrees or 85, not exactly right angle. And it is written, as you can see, in its separate form, and in the joined forms it's attached. If it comes at the end of the word, at the beginning of the word, it's not attached to any other letter afterwards. If it is in the middle, it's attached with the letter before. If it is but it's not attached to the letter after, and if it is at the end, it's only attached to the letter before. Okay, so let's say it again. Del, and it's correspondent to the letter D in English. So it's simply del. The letter afterwards, it's like they are pairs, okay? And in the Arabic alphabet, we have these pairs a lot. So the dal and this letter dal are exactly the same. The only difference is that we put a dot above the dal and it becomes dal. And dal, it's like if you are saying the in English, okay? The definite article, the. Okay, so dal. Okay, dal. Say it with me again. Dal. And its joining is exactly the same as joining the dal. Then we have the ra. And we pronounce it in Arabic ra. So we have this tremolo, okay, not like in English, not like in English or in American, but we have this tremolo, okay? So the tongue is moving while we are pronouncing it. Ra. And ra is similar to the dal in shape, but instead of having like an angle, it's like a quarter of a circle, okay? Ra. And it's how it is joined is exactly the same as joining the dal, okay? The joining of the dal. So the pronunciation is ra. So say it with me again. Ra. Exactly. The pair ra and zay, they are like the dal and dal. They are exactly similar, or they are exact. Actually, they are not similar. They are the same. But the only difference is that we put, like in the case, or in the case of the dal, we put a dot above the ra, so it is zay. Okay, zay. So ra, zay. They are the exact thing. Just put a dot and you have another letter. Zay. Okay, zay. The letter afterwards is sin. And sin is exactly the same as in pronunciation as the S in English. Sin, like S. Okay, sin. And the sin is similar to, let's say we have two small dishes and they are connected or joined to a bigger dish or a bigger deep plate. So it is, or a part of a pot. So it is sin. This is how we write it in the let's say the not the joint form but the separate form, and below these are the three positions or the three joining positions. What's very important to say here is that the joining of the sin is always possible if it is at the beginning of the word. For example, it's joined to the word afterwards. If it is in the middle, it's joined from both sides. If it is at the end, it's joined to the word or to the letter before. So you have always possibility to join it with other letters. So no matter if it is at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end. So say it with me again. Sin. After the sin, we have sheen, which is exactly the same, but instead of the shape of the scene, we put the same shape, but we add 3 dots in a in a triangular pattern. Okay, so 2 dots and then 1 dot above it, exactly like the tha in our last episode when we talked about the tha. So with the same thing, we have these dots, 2 dots and then 1 dot above them in the middle, and the 3 are above the shape of the sheen. Okay, so it is sheen, like sh, sheen, sheen, or ch in English. Okay, so it is sheen. Afterwards, we have the sad, and the sad is the heavy form of the sin. So we say sin is like s, but sad, it has no alternative in, or no, no correspondent in English, but we say it is the heavy form of the sin. So it is not s, it's sa, okay, sad, sad, okay, sad. And it is, you can imagine that you are drawing a small triangle, this part of it, and attached to this small triangle you have this kind of deep plate or a dish, and this is called sad. Sad. Repeat it with me. Sad. The dad is exactly the same as the sad, but we add a dot above it. So we have the dad. And likewise, the dad has no correspondent in English, but it is the, let's say, the heavy form of the daal. So daal, we talked about daal shortly before as the correspondent to D in English, but dad has no correspondent, but it's the heavy form of daal. So instead of saying daal, D, we say da, da, da. So repeat it with me, dad, dad. We here have 3 questions. How we write the daal, which is corresponding to D. Yes, daal. Yes, as we talked. Perfect. Yes. So it's like an angle. So it's, you can write it as a 90-degree angle, daal, without any dots. Right. Daal. Perfect. Let's move to the second question. How to write the zay? Yes, exactly. So it's like a quarter of a circle, yes, below the line, and above it you have a dot. So it is zay, zay, like Z in English, zay. The last one, how we write the scene? Yes, perfect. 2 small plates or 2 small dishes, and then you put a bigger one and then attach it to the 2, and then you have the scene. It's like the S, scene, scene. We have here an example of a word written with 3 important letters that we learned so far. So the one is the dal, and the second one is the ra, and the third one is the sin, which is darasa. Darasa is the past tense of yadrus, which means to learn, to study. Darasa, studied. He studied. Darasa. And you can see that the dal comes at the beginning, the ra in the middle, the sin at the end. So each one has its corresponding way of writing depending on the position. So dal is written at the beginning of the word, so it does not have any joining or cannot be joined to the word, the letters afterwards. Then the ra, it's in the middle and cannot be joined to any letter before or any letter after. The sin is at the end, so it is not joined to the ra. So the sin in particular can be joined, but the ra does not permit any joining of letter afterwards. So the sin comes at the end with the shape or the end shape without joining. Our second example is bahr, which is sea. Bahr, bahr. And bahr, which is sea, it has also the ba from the last episode, the ha from the last episode, and the ra from this episode. The ba comes at the beginning, and it has a position of the first letter in the word, and it's joined to the ha. You can see how it is joined. And the ha here is joined from both sides. So the ba can permit joining, and the ha also can be joined from the beginning. So they are joined, as you can see. And also the ha joined from the other side to the ra. The last letter is the ra, and the ra is joined to the ha before it. But it has no letters afterwards, so it comes at the end position.
Hope you like this lesson. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to the channel. And also don't forget to sign up for my free course, Morse Arabic 101. You will find the link in the first comment and also in the description box. See you in a future episode.